Silicon Valley. We are starting a new parenting series today. The topic is positive parenting during adverse situations. Just want to give you a quick introduction for some of you who might be joining us for the first time. I am Meghna. I'm a student at Brahma Kumaris and have been a student for 7 years now. And I'm a working parent of two kids. One of them is in college and the other one is in high school. So quite old kids. And it's been a joy to learn a lot at Brahma Kumaris, use that knowledge in my day-to-day living, and have seen a tremendous exponential level of transformation in every sphere of my life, be it my physical health, emotional well-being, things at work, memory power, or parenting. Everything has had a huge improvement. So it's my pleasure and honor to be sharing whatever I have learned at Brahma Kumaris, a non-profit spiritual organization which has global presence in 130 plus countries, a million plus students practicing this knowledge, and also Raj Yoga meditation. So, positive parenting during adverse situation, I think the title of the name itself kind of gives you an idea. But overall, there could be really, really adverse situations, and we will talk about some of them in the upcoming classes. But even during day to day, parenting can be very difficult, very challenging, especially if living in US, I believe, where there are a lot of responsibilities and very little help, it can get very challenging quickly. So, for us to always remain positive, to me, positive means comfortable. Emotionally comfortable is positive to me. Something which makes you stay comfortable and also let others stay comfortable. Even if the other person in front of you is uncomfortable, meaning they are experiencing some kind of a negative emotion, even then, can I maintain my comfortable emotions? So we will talk about few different situations in the upcoming series and find out what is, first of all, the recipe for positive parenting. There are many dimensions, but what we are taught at Brahma Kumaris, I have found, is very different. Things that I learned before were very shallow. And that is why the changes that they brought about in me did not last for long. But the things I have learned at Brahma Kumaris have lot of depth in them. And that is why the transformation I see in myself and my family is consistent, everlasting. We will start each of this series with a meditation for few minutes, and we will also end it with meditation. And if you have not practiced meditation, absolutely no issues. This is very simple to follow. I will be saying some thoughts out loud. All you need to do is to wear your hat of spiritual laboratory and consider that, okay, I am running an experiment. Everything Meghna is sending is personally meant for me. I accept those thoughts. It is my truth. And you will start experiencing many beautiful emotions in your heart. And the key difference that I have seen between any other meditation and this meditation is the heart is participating in this meditation, and that is what makes it very, very powerful. Otherwise, meditation becomes like a battle where you're trying to focus your mind, you're forcing your mind to be in a particular direction, but the heart is not participating, it is not feeling anything. So in Raj Yoga, we not only get the mind focused, but we also arise many, many beautiful feelings in our heart. And we will save last 5 to 10 minutes for question and answers. So please save your questions towards for the end, and you will get a chance to ask them if you have any. So, without any further ado, I will get started with the meditation. So, please join me in this guided meditation commentary. Just putting some background music. Let's sit comfortably. Feet on the ground, body upright and as still as possible. Your body might not obey. It might want to move. See as a master if you can guide it to remain still for few minutes. It takes time for the mind and the body to become still. But as long as I remember that I am the master, the owner, the person in charge of the server, mind and body, they will follow the orders. But I need to remember that I am the authority. So let's with authority order the mind to let go of home, people, body, work, past, future, and let's dive within. It's time to be in our own beautiful and sweet company. Let's spend some time in contemplation. Reflect upon few scenes where you remained positive. Now, positive could mean you are happy, peaceful, loving, courageous. Remember those situations. Many of those positive experiences typically are when everything outside is normal. That is, the health of the body is okay. No conflicts in relationships. Work is organized and smooth. Then we experience positivity. But in this current time of the world, nothing is remaining the same for long. Within minutes, things change dramatically. So let's check, are we ready? Are we internally prepared to handle the sudden chaotic changes in our lives? These are like wild, unstoppable waves. The force and speed of these waves will consume everything that we have, will not leave anything. Am I strong enough to stand upright in such kind of a chaos? Or am I still getting disturbed in small waves of situations? Do I get scared when something goes wrong just by a slight change? Do I get anxious on small things? Do I become hopeless when I lose after a first try? Then it means I am not ready for even small challenges. The current time of the world requires us to be ready for bigger challenges. So we can't keep battling and fighting and losing over small petty things. The reality is that I, the human soul, is the most elevated creation of God. I am like this lighthouse standing in front of me on my screen that not only stays in light and with strength upright, but it guides many lost ships filled with people into the right course, the right direction. That is my potential to remain knowledgeable and powerful and guide many people. Am I utilizing my design, my capacity to remain wise and strong? Or am I crying over petty things? Meditation is the way to regain our spiritual powers by awakening ourselves, by bringing an awareness that I am a light and might house, abundant with spiritual knowledge and powers. I can face any challenge in life and come out of it as a victorious soul. Victory is my birthright. I am an extraordinary being, a blessed soul. Thank you, dear God, for showing me and introducing me to my real self and helping me recognize that I have a blessed life already. Welcome once again, everyone, for positive parenting during adverse situations. Today is class number 1. We have 4 classes in this series, and today's class will focus first on setting up the foundation, the recipe for positive parenting. And in the next upcoming 3 classes, we will try to bring up various different adverse situations that we as parents come across in our day-to-day living and find out how we can maintain the positivity in parenting. So I would request you all to email me some situations that you find challenging, that you would like to bring forward in this class. Obviously, your name will be kept in confidence. So if you would like any kind of adverse situation to be discussed in this coming classes, please email them to Brahma Kumaris. The email address is in the Zoom invite. So we will start off by first figuring out what are the ingredients for positive parenting. What is that recipe, right? And what are the ingredients needed to get the final dish of positive parenting? So first step is we need to list out the recipes because we want positive parenting in adverse situation. So we want a recipe that would always succeed, that has zero chances of failure, because in adverse situation also that recipe should work. So few ingredients, as I have been taught at Brahma Kumaris, we are talking about 4 ingredients to remember, and these are unshakable faith. We will talk about each of these ingredients in a lot more depth in few minutes, but I just want to kind of briefly just mention it. Tireless effort. So first one is unshakable faith, which is, I find these words in Hindi very, very powerful as well. So I have written them down. Atal Vishwas, tireless effort, athak koshish. So no matter what, I refuse to give up. That is tireless effort, unbreakable bonding. I never feel separated from my child, no matter what kind of challenges come, what kind of conflicts arise. I always feel that this bond is forever. I never ever get a doubt that this bond will break or will not last. Never. Unlimited fun. Last but not the least, Atah Khushi. I mean, it's like abundance. Every parenting moment, I am having a lot of fun. Otherwise, you can't make tireless effort if you're not having fun. So we will figure out how do these 4 ingredients, where do I buy them? Where do I purchase them? Which shop has it, right? So we need to figure out these ingredients, buy them and keep them in our intellect, in our locker, internal locker forever. Because if these ingredients are there, anytime I mix them up, what will I get? I will certainly get. So these are those 4 ingredients that I mix up and I cook it in the fire of love. So love is indeed undoubtedly the most important ingredient. And we basically mix these ingredients in the fire of love. Love is always kind of associated with fire to some extent. Maybe that color red is also coming from that fire, because fire, it's like a burning thing. It melts anything. Even the toughest stone gets melted. That is what they say. Love is that kind of heat that will melt anything. So even if I put one ingredient with the fire of love, I will certainly see some success. So all of these four ingredients together, heated in the fire of love, will give us a beautiful dish called positive parenting. No matter what the situation is, if I have these ingredients, I will find myself to remain extremely comfortable even during challenging, excruciating, pain filled situations. And like I was saying in the meditation, today's world, the situations are no more small situations. They are coming in the form of big, big crises. One after the other, there are only big crises. So we need to now be ready for a bigger thing. So let's focus on each of these ingredients and see how we can store them inside in our internal storehouse. The first one is unshakable faith, atal vishwas. This faith has four dimensions to it, and we need to develop all of this. First one is faith in the self. Never say anything is impossible. Even small changes in the vocabulary make a huge impact in our journey. So I am extremely careful and I avoid words like hard, difficult, complex, impossible, uh, or very, very busy. I avoid these words because they release a very negative energy. So instead of using those words, I will say, okay, looks little different. I haven't tried it, but I'm open to it. But the moment we say hard to maintain faith in the self, then indeed you will never be able to maintain that faith. The moment we say, I can maintain faith in the self, then things start changing. And faith in the self is really, it is something for us to check. Do I say I can never be a patient parent, or I can never be a parent who doesn't get angry? I can't be a fearless parent. We give up on ourselves very quickly, and this causes lot of challenges, because if I've already told myself that I can't remain patient, then when an adverse situation comes and I don't maintain faith in myself as a parent, then obviously I've lost the battle. So first key step is to maintain faith in yourself. And this is not an dishonesty. We are not maintaining blind faith. But the key to transformation, to become a better parent, is to believe that you can be a patient parent. It's just in this long journey, you lost your beautiful quality of being patient. But originally, each human soul is blessed with love, kindness, peace. It is our natural quality. So I cannot be patient is a lie. The truth is, every human soul has the ability to be patient. They are not using it because of lack of faith, lack of knowledge. They say, no, human beings are animal like, rude, and insensitive, angry people. It's a lie. And as long as you believe in lies, yes, then you cannot be patient. So, faith in the self that I am a good parent, whatever I have done so far, excellent. And now I need to get better, and I can be that better parent. So, first step is faith in the self. The next step is faith in the child. And if you have two or more children, faith in the children extremely crucial, just as much as faith in yourself. Because without faith, again, we cannot bring about any change. So if I think impossible for my child to change, impossible for them to become this, means what? In a way, I have created a curse for my child. A parent is always supposed to bless. You go to any saint, they have no idea about who you are or what your life is, but what will they say? They will only say everything of yours will be all right, you will manage, everything is bright for you. What is this? It is faith in goodness. It is a blessing that they give you based on faith. So, as a parent, do I maintain that faith? And this faith is also developed when we realize every human soul is capable of changing and transforming. It is the natural quality of any human soul to learn, improve, and grow. There is no human being who has not used learning, improving, and growing. So then, why do I say that they cannot change? Yes, certain things might have been practiced incorrectly for a very long time. It might take time. I have used this faith and I continue to use it because it is such an underutilized power. So many times our words don't work, where we give lectures of you should do this and not do this. Kids generally, immediately the moment parents talk, nowadays they close their ears off, not with their hands, but they are not listening anymore. They are not paying attention. So the attention ear is closed. Like, oh my gosh, there goes a lecture. But internally, I can talk to them by saying, I have full faith in you that one day, and that day is not far off, you are capable of being this. And I have seen so many magical changes in my family by just maintaining faith. I didn't do anything. Their qualities that exist in them started emerging as if they were somebody was waiting for them to pour some water. So I poured some water of faith and those qualities emerged in them. Highly recommend you all to use this. Try it for a week. Impossible that you will not see change in your family. Third faith is faith in life. Very, very essential to maintain faith in life. And this could be that the way you would visualize it is, challenges come in many directions. That challenge could be your child itself. As parents, sometimes when we have a very cranky or a very disobedient or a very tough child, we start thinking, what is this life? Why me? Everybody else's kids are okay, normal, they don't seem to be so challenging. Why me? I have to maintain that faith in life that there is a beautiful reason hidden right now. This whole world drama is very intelligently planned, but there is lot of benevolence in every scene that is coming in front of me. Some we can see very quickly, some after some time, and some scenes we will see the merit of it maybe at a later time. But merit is not there, impossible. And this, I always have this habit of reflecting now even more. I used to have it even before, but now I do this a lot more, and I look at every person or situation that came in my life, and everything I could write down hundreds of benefits from those scenes that seemed extremely negative at that particular point. So we need to do this kind of self reflection. If we don't do, we will never realize how beautiful life is. We need to go back and see what was the merit in that difficult scene. So you got this little difficult child because you are the most capable parent. You are the only one who could have handled this situation beautifully. This child was connected to you, had to come to you. So this is just a random example of child I am taking, but life's every scene that comes in front of me, to have full faith that there is some benefit in this. The drama of life is accurate. That is called faith in life. We are taught at Brahma Kumaris, life is the best teacher, mentor, guide, your companion, your friend. Because without learning lessons during difficulties, we can't grow forward, right? If you have to get promoted to the next class, you need to clear an exam, right? Otherwise you can't go to the next class. So life is that which throws at us many difficult situation, test papers, and I will clear them and I go to the next level. Last but not the least, the most important is faith in God. God is just a point of light like us. We, the souls, are point of light, energy, consciousness. The difference between God and human soul is human soul take a body, and because body is made out of matter, it will perish, it deteriorates. So we can't live in that same body for 200, 300 years. That would be too terrible, right? Because the entire body starts deteriorating after some time. So we leave one body and take a new body. We go to the cycle of life and death of the body. But this one beautiful being does not come into the cycle of life and death, is always in the form of point of light. Soul is the highest spiritual energy, the one that never adopts any uncomfortable emotion, the one that always stays positive. So for me, many times when the adverse situations come and they are one after the other, then it is sometimes you lose faith in yourself, in your family, in life. This is one faith if you can hold on to. Every time I have this unshakable faith in him, that he is truth. He's the only ever benevolent being. So whenever I have connected to him and maintained faith that yes, it is utter darkness here, I don't see any hope here, but I know you are there. You are my light. You are my might. You will make everything all right. Then this faith enables me to regain quickly faith in the self, faith in the family, faith in life. So, all of these four faiths are essential. They are windows that we need to see clearly. Second ingredient that we had talked about, tireless effort, athak koshish. This like super battery, always charged, never gets discharged, is always energetic, tirelessly will keep trying to work on the child. A parent that refuses to give up. And what do we do to develop this kind of attitude, this kind of energy where I never lose hope, where I am tireless in trying to bring benefit to my child, tireless in making the child improve, tireless in becoming a better parent, tirelessly serving my family and my kids. How do I develop that quality of being tireless? So many beautiful points again at Brahma Kumaris, and would love to share. How do we develop this tireless effort? Because in any kind of adverse situation, right, typically we call it adverse because it's not something that lasts for a minute. It is very intense, very difficult, and lasts for some time. So if I quickly get tired, then it is impossible to maintain the positive attitude. If I am tired means what? I will be cranky, I will be irritable, I will be impatient. There goes my positivity. So, tirelessness is also a very important ingredient to remain positive. So, the way these things again that I am sharing, highly recommend you all to churn upon these ideas in meditation, sit in meditation and think more deeply. Each of these ingredients, do you have it in you? If you have it, how did you inculcate that ingredient? What else can you do to make that ingredient abundant in quantity? Because it's not like one time we need positive parenting, right? We need positive parenting every day. So how much ingredient I should have to make this recipe every day? You need a lot of ingredients, right? You need pounds and pounds, hundreds of pounds of ingredients to daily make a recipe. So this recipe, obviously ingredients you can't go and buy in shop, but in meditation when we reflect, that is when these ingredients are getting stored internally. So, first one is to always focus on the long term goal, because the short term things consume us. They completely get us disappointed and distracted. We lose our focus when we see small issues and problems, right? And especially for parents who have young kids, in the first 5 years it's a lot of changes that the child goes through, and then 5 to 10 years is another phase. You'll see different moods in the child. And especially if you're working too, or even at home, if you are just at home also taking care of the entire house by yourself and the kid, is a lot of work. So if I don't have the focus on my long term vision, I will get tired very quickly. I'll say, what is the point? How much am I doing? And this child doesn't change, and I am not changing as a parent. You will get tired. Have that long term goal that yes, in one day a child is not transforming and becoming the best child, or even in 1 month or 1 year also the child is not becoming where you want the child to be, nor are you going to become that perfect parent in 1 day, 1 month, or 1 year. It's a lifelong journey. So my focus has to be on the long term, and this can easily be done if you have the habit of maintaining a journal. Don't look at these short term success or failures. They get you very, very demotivated quickly. Yes, you'll get excited for the success, but then you will also get disheartened for the failure. So, yes, we can pat our back for all the mini successes, but don't get carried away by them. So, in the journal, maintain and write as a parent, how are you going about it? Are you seeing changes in you? Please note it down, because it is a journey. Nobody is born a perfect parent. You just need to go through the experience. This is why life is the best teacher. It keeps providing us many lessons and papers, test papers. So I need to learn and never give up by just looking at the short term. Oh my gosh, I got impatient at my child. I, the useless parent. No. Maintain hope that yes, I at least have this noble desire to be a better parent, to be a patient parent. I will get there. It is taking me time, but I will get there. So remember that faith is critical, plus the long term vision that this is how I want to be as a parent. Slowly, if you keep that vision, the vision for yourself and the vision for the child, that goal is completely achievable. But let's not get caught up in the short term changes that are happening, because that will cause us to be very tired. And when you are tired, you will make more mistakes. You will yell at the child, or you will become sad and not do anything at home. That will cause the family to be upset. So we need to maintain this long term vision. And the second thing is, remember that you have done many things already before. This, we are just repeating lot of the tasks. So many times when we have a long list of to do things which all of us do, and we get, oh my gosh, I have to do this chore, that chore every day, oh my gosh, how will it happen, and I have to drive my kid here, blah blah blah. Just tell your mind, all right, mind, thank you for so many reminders, but you know what, I have done all of these things already many times, nothing new. I just need to repeat what I have already done, I can handle it. Don't get tired. Oh, but this is so much work. Yes, the body will get tired. That is fine. We will get some rest for the body. But I am tireless. This is easy for me. Nothing new. Remembering that I have done this before. It is a huge shift in mindset. It will prevent you from getting tired. Oh, nothing new. It's the same thing. All right. What is there to feel tired? I will finish this in a jiffy. And I have seen all the chores that took me longer time before now get done efficiently faster without any mistakes, because inside I am doing the positive commentary to make sure my mind doesn't get tired. Seriously, the body does not get tired that easily either. But when the mind gets tired, you do 10 minutes of work, your body also will be tired. So the most crucial thing is to not let the mind become tired. And then be detached. I think this we talked about to some extent. Don't be attached to the success or the failures. If you get attached to the success, oh my gosh, I'm having such a beautiful time with my child and my family, and I hope this stays forever. You know, life constantly changes. So, yes, enjoy that moment, but also acknowledge that this is not how it is going to be. It will change, which is okay. You're not trying to be pessimistic and you're not inviting trouble, but you are saying, I choose to remain happy even when there are difficulties or there are all benefits. So, few things that we need to be very clear is not to be very attached to anything. The moment we get attached, then tiredness becomes very easy, because we start having a lot of expectations. My family should be like this, my child should be like this. No attachment to any situation. Be ever ready, because anything can come in front of me. For 5 years my child was so perfect, now he doesn't obey me. Oh well, new phase. So don't keep going to the past. My child was like this, like this. Leave it. The child has moved on. Let me also move on. One more point that really helps, and the biggest and the most important point to me, is we are this point of light, the soul, in sitting in this body. The quality of the soul is tirelessness. It's just a point. It's the body, the matter, that deteriorates and gets tired and needs rest. The soul's natural quality is enthusiasm, zeal, tirelessness. So, in my meditation, I repeatedly visualize myself as an enthusiastic being that is constantly dancing in joy. This is who I am. And when I come into action, I'm literally inside so happy and joyful. I am doing everything. Even when the body is little tired and uncomfortable, I can get hundreds of things done, because this here soul, my mind, is super energetic. So tirelessness gets developed when we inculcate a lot of these kind of points in our life. Third ingredient is unbreakable bond, atut sambandh. So we want a bonding where I never ever have a single doubt that my child and I will separate. My child will leave me, will not love me, will break all ties with me. This is literally inviting unnecessary trouble in our life. So, how do you maintain this kind of unbreakable bond? Remember that as a parent, you have this tie already, especially for a mother. but a child indeed is born with two parents together, and the mother has this bond in the womb itself. So always remember this bond, even if the child is physically distant away, this bond can never be broken. That connection between a parent and child remains forever. So we need to indeed find time spending quality time to develop and enhance that bond is indeed crucial. One is, it is a given that this bond exists, this bond is unbreakable, it is already a given, but I also need to nurture it by spending lot of time, quality time with the family, with the kids. There shouldn't be any excuse. I would only call it an excuse where you're not finding the time to spend with your family. Every day, there shouldn't be a single day where you don't have the time for your kids. If it is, then there is something that you are doing wrong. No excuse, I feel, is valid for not being able to spend time with your kids. Indeed, there are certain situations where you might end up being far away for whatever reason and you're not able to spend the time. But I'm talking about regular day to day living where we are all working, doing things, but still, if we maintain a healthy balance between work and home, finding time is very easy. Last ingredient, unlimited fun. Atha khushi. This is basically meaning abundant joy being a parent. Every moment I am having extreme fun when I am parenting. This is again a completely achievable goal. And in this last few years, this is what I have seen. Teenagers are also not very easy to bring up, as you all might know, some of you at least who have had teenagers. But I have felt this kind of joy in raising my kids. And my heart only says, I wish I had this knowledge when my kids were this tiny. I would have had fun. Yes, well, I did have fun, but unlimited fun? No. So, how do we develop this unlimited fun? We need to understand that there needs to be a balance between heart and logic, emotions and logic. This balance enables us to have lot of fun. You might have also heard about this brain, how it is divided into left and right, and they have different functions. They say the right brain is lot more of the having fun, lot of intuition, art, music. It always looks at the bigger picture. It's more of the intuitive, what something that tells comes from your heart. It's more of the beliefs, the feelings, the emotions. That is your right side of the brain. And then the left side of the brain is a lot of analysis, where your math and science skills are developed, and all the details of going into the depth of the research, organization, all of these administrative skills. These are the left functions of the brain. Now, these functions of the brain are basically, the brain is the person, the being that uses the brain is the soul, because brain is just a physical organ, and science will develop where we might be able to also do the brain transplant, right? So brain is just a physical organ, it doesn't have any ability to think. So the soul is using the brain, and the soul that says life is fun, the soul that has all kinds of positive emotions. Anytime a big situation comes, they still see the bigger picture. They never let go of the fun, the faith in life. That means their right brain is still active. And such a person will quickly also utilize the left brain and will find success. They say in order to fly, you need two wings. And even if one wing is weak, you cannot fly. So if you're too heavy in logical analysis, organization, discipline, numbers, if you're only about that, too calculative, always finding mistakes, doing analysis, finding mistakes, never having the ability to look at the bigger picture, never having some emotions to forgive, even though there was a big mistake. Logically, you are right. Numbers are proving that the child was wrong, and I don't have these things. Then this left brain is also becomes useless, because you will find parenting to be very difficult if you are only using one function. So a soul needs to have a balance between logic and emotions. We can't be too heavy on emotions. That is called attachment. Oh, my child is perfect. Even if he's constantly making mistakes, it is showing you, no, no, it's okay. My child, oh, well, very, very loving and caring. You will not see success. Soon those mistakes will become bigger and you will not know how to manage. So the wings of zeal and enthusiasm to fly over any situation and make mountain like problem into molehill comes when I maintain balance between the emotions and logic. So because we are all out of time, I would like to stop here and open it to Q&A. So feel free to ask your questions, and you can unmute yourself and ask those questions, or type them on the chat or the Q&A window. There is a question on the Q&A window about parents with special needs like autism and so on. But someone has a question on the live, so let's go with that, and then we'll come back to this. Please go ahead. Does anybody have a live question? All right. How to motivate the kids? Yeah. In this depends upon whatever particular thing they might be struggling with. It could be, for example, if we are thinking we want them to motivate to be more on the sports side or on the art side or things like that, then indeed we have to maintain first that faith that we talked about, that one day they will be able to be motivated on their own. So never inside think that they will never, no matter how much I try, they will never change. If I have given up, then no matter how many words I speak of encouragement, it will not work. So I have to first change inside my attitude towards them. Without changing that attitude, the words have no impact. So maintain this faith that a human soul is my child, and the child's automatic and natural qualities are enthusiasm, learning, development, transformation, creativity. These are there. So first is that faith, and with that faith, if you say even few words, then certainly it will bring about the transformation. Um, any other questions on the live? I am seeing some questions on the Q&A as well. One of them was related to autism. How do you handle autism, Down syndrome, learning disability, where there is no maturity, growth to independence? So sometimes there's scientific reasons, or how the disease, what kind of symptoms it will show and what kind of challenges it will have, actually does give us a lot of information and allows us to be emotionally ready. So we have all the reasons and why a child is the way they are, right? a child that is limited in their mental capacity, in their emotional capacity. So, for handling such a child, indeed, the parent needs to have unlimited mental and emotional capacity, and also the physical capacity. It is indeed a tireless effort. And for me, the key to success, yes, there could be many points I will say, and there is no end to this number of points. But all of those points will go wasted if we are not spending the time in meditation to strengthen ourselves. Emotions and mental strength comes only through daily practice in meditation. And in Raj Yoga meditation, we elevate our awareness of who we are. We boost our emotional and mental capacity. We refuse to believe in Raj Yoga meditation that we are ordinary people who get angry, impatient. We create such an elevated awareness in Raj Yoga meditation, and then we connect to the divine being, the imperishable source of emotional health. He's the ever healthy, emotionally ever healthy. There is only one being who's never ever, who doesn't know what unhealthy means. That is only God. So when we learn the ability to connect to our higher self and the highest spiritual energy, you are ready to handle anything. So if you've not taken Raj Yoga course, please do. Any live question before I move on to another Q&A question? So the next question on the Q&A post is, how do you handle violence from adult child? For me, this is not very, very clear. Um, but let me see how I understand it. But if somebody who posted it can expand on it, how do you handle violence from an adult child? So maybe this child is someone who is adult, means I'm assuming 18-year-old plus, and has done something that is not maybe accurate, maybe has, I don't know what that particular situation might be. But indeed, to handle this kind of behavior from the child, first thing is indeed for us to have that heart of, yeah, child hitting the parent. Yes, this can happen too. I've had someone, I know someone who has done this, and indeed they have a lot of regrets. The child also has a lot of regrets, but it is the heat of the moment, and maybe at that particular moment and for some time they don't have regrets, but certainly a human soul has the ability to later regret the actions. But one of the key ways, how do you handle such kind of violence? Indeed, you need to speak up that this is not the way that they would treat anyone. Forget parent alone, but they have no right to treat anyone like this. So I should have that ability to speak up, but not with anger or with hurt, but really with lot of maturity, that the child, for whatever reason, has lost their cool. And I, as a parent, I have a bigger heart. I am more wise. So I do forgive them. And the knowledge to forgive comes in a variety of ways. And I'm happy to share this maybe as one of the adverse situations that we can pick up in our upcoming series and talk about this in more detail. But again, a reminder, if you have some kind of adverse situations where you find it difficult to remain positive, please do send those situations to us through email, and we will bring this up in the upcoming class. In the interest of time, I will request you all to stay back for a moment of meditation if you have the time. Otherwise, we'll see you again next week at the same time. I sit quietly and look inwards. What a long journey I have been on, lost in taking care of so many things. Let me take a moment to appreciate whatever I have done so far. I have taken care of the family, of the chores, of the body, and many, many things. And I tried my best. I refuse to give up on myself. God, my eternal parent, never gives up on me. He maintains his faith on me. Then why should I give up? He will show me the way. He will show me the right course of action. So I hold the hand of God's guidance with His blessings on my head. Nothing is difficult for me. I can remain positive in adverse situation easily because I have the ocean of power and ocean of wisdom God on my side. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and we will see you again next week.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister.
Thank
Om
you.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.